I feel so tiny in this forest. And we're not even at the big trees yet.
Last year, a winter storm canceled our chance to see some of the largest trees in the world. But so far this year, a 3-day weekend provided the perfect timing to finally head to Sequoia National Park and kick off a new year of adventures. And if I'm being honest, the trip was so incredible, I am still struggling to find the words to properly describe it. But I'm gonna try.
I would run, but I'll slide and fall.
Because we had the 3-day weekend, our typical weekend warrior style of adventuring was able to be spread out a bit, which means we were able to separate our hiking day from our driving days. So when Sunday rolled around, we had the entire day to spend in the park.
Wow.
And the weather conditions could not have been more accommodating. Although it wasn't a complete winter wonderland, about 70% of our hike was on snow-covered trails, which made our micro spikes, holes, and offline navigation super helpful. The best part of it was the threat of a little snow and ice kept everyone else away, leaving the forest trails entirely to us.
It's so big.
We spent over 6 hours on the trail, covering almost 8 blissful miles, stringing together a massive loop, including Alta Trail, Washington Tree, Congress Trail, to the Circle Meadow, to the General Sherman Tree. And then we eventually did a combination of all of it to return to our starting point at the Giant Forest Museum. I can't even begin to explain how incredible the views were on this hike. I almost feel like I'm betraying my beloved Lake Tahoe by saying this, but this forest was the most beautiful forest I have ever had the pleasure to hike through. Walking below and even through the trees was absolutely stunning.
Wow. Wow.
When you're looking over the park map, you see that the trees appear in groves, and there's actually a reason for that. These sequoia groves not only require a very particular elevation of 5,000 to 7,000 feet to grow, they also hold a unique relationship with wildfires to thrive. The mature sequoia cones carry thousands of seeds, and they remain sealed for years. When a wildfire breaks out, the heat dries the cone out, which then opens it up and allows the seeds to fall by the millions. However, even though there are millions of seeds, only a tiny fraction ever actually become a sapling. And these trees are resilient. The bark of these trees can be up to 2 feet thick. Their sapwood is fire resistant, the heartwood resists rot, and they even have unique healing adaptations to recover from damage that would kill any other tree. It's no wonder they get to be the size that they do.
A normal tree. Like, it ate 18 million trees for breakfast.
Once we finally made our way to the General Sherman Tree, we just enjoyed a moment. This is the largest living tree by volume in the world, and it's estimated to be about 2,200 to 2,700 years old. The tree is massive and it's still growing. Continuing along the Congress Trail, we saw the President and Chief Sequoia trees, followed by the Senate and House groups, where I could not help but joke that these branches were doing a heck of a lot more for climate change than those currently in DC. Among my favorite discoveries was the Room Tree, where I spent just a few minutes spinning around the inside of this living tree before we continued to the historical cattle cabin.
Inside a tree. It's huge. That's so cool.
Built in the late 1800s, this cabin served as a summer camp for cattlemen before the area became a national park in 1890. Further ahead on the trail, we walked between the Pillars of Hercules.
Oh my gosh, they're so tall.
We found wonder walking through the split of Black Arch Tree.
Wow.
And by this point, our watches, our food levels, and the sun were all starting to let us know it was time to start heading back. All in all, we only scraped the surface of what this park has to offer. But for the 6 hours we spent hiking and taking in the sights, it was just us and the forest.
It's so pretty.
A quiet, calm escape from the rest of the world, enjoying a perspective that I will never forget, and one that I will definitely be antsy to get back to as many times as possible.